So what an epic game. 23-35. New Zealand take it. They go in the lead by 15 points. South Africa come roaring back. And then a piece of brilliance at the end wins it for New Zealand. And I thought you were going to score.
Ask a better question. You get a better answer.
Hi guys, welcome back. So let's get into this amazing game. The atmosphere was amazing throughout the game. Straight from the off, an immediate reminder that the Hendrickson-Mapimpi combination is very impressive, is very dangerous. But to be fair, Barrett and Jordan dealt with those high balls really well all game. It would be tough for anyone and they did really well. And there were early signs as well that De Groot and Lomax were going well in the scrum. And to start with, certainly the New Zealand scrum was decent. And finally, New Zealand make a fast start, which is something they've been trying to do. A clever cross kick from Havili spots a narrow South African defence. Surveyors on the wing makes a brilliant break. You know, it's a professional penalty which gets a yellow card for Willemse. So a really good start for New Zealand there, even though they don't get points. It's, you know, good momentum. A little note, the ref Luke Pearce is very sharp on the technical side of the scrum, particularly that break foot, which caught out both sides. I think teams need to get wise to that, otherwise they're going to concede needless free kicks. And then, oh my goodness, what just happened? I make a note here. It's all New Zealand in attack, but South Africa dominate the tackles. They're knocking New Zealand back. And even better for them, Pieter-Steph du Toit intercepts. They could have scored, but it ends up being held up. So in this first 20, both sides could have gone ahead, but no one did. Now, it's a great game already. I make a note as well, New Zealand start with a few wide passing errors. Sometimes it's stuck for New Zealand. Sometimes there are some errors. Yeah, they're going to be wanting to tidy it up, but enough was good for them. And like I said, their scrum was looking solid. So it's really a case of who's going to take the momentum. Now, it looks like South Africa might do with a good mauling opportunity, but a wonky Dweber throw really lets them off. So that was a big chance missed. And then a bit of handling sticks for New Zealand. Opportunist stuff, which they did well in this game, taking some opportunities. Nice wide pass from Wanga, then brilliant interplay from Rico Ioane and Jordan. They go 60 metres, force a penalty, they take the lead. That's what they need. Some momentum, something they haven't had before. They're ahead. Yeah, and I feel that really settled New Zealand's nerves, and certainly the confidence was showing because they score straight after that. Lovely dart and pass from Smith opens up a gap for Clark, who piles through. That was good. And they get unstoppable phases of attack, something they haven't been able to do. And Sam Cane, the under pressure captain, crashes over 0-8. So that's really great for New Zealand. 26 minutes, that 8 points up. That's exactly what they needed. New Zealand, yeah, they're securing their ruck a lot better. They're managing to build that pressure. Good stuff. Then a wise move for South Africa. Nibar, I think, is a really good coach. You know, he knows when things are going wrong. He makes the changes. Marks is on at 30 minutes for Dweber. Ouch, you know, that's really telling. Tough on him, but if the change needs to be made, it needs to be made. Now, we all know that Marks is a better hooker than Dweber, but obviously the idea was the front row for South Africa does well, is solid in that first half, and then they bring on the bomb squad, but they had to bring it on earlier. Fair play, and it makes a difference, to be fair, but it doesn't make a difference early enough because New Zealand in this purple patch score again, building pressure. And it's Big Takia who bumps Am to score 0-15. What a fantastic start. South Africa know they need to change stuff, and they do, to be fair. Kitsoff is on as well. Visa's on as well. Immediate impact. Powerful line out maul. A really good stuff, and a nice set piece from the backs. Puts Am in out wide, but it's one-on-one with Clark, and this was a shocking tackle from Clark. I hate to say it, but as a winger, Clark had Am lined up. He had, you know, plenty of speed to catch him. He could choose his technique and he got him perfectly. And then Am slips out. Great work from Am, but that's a shocker from Clark. So they score there. Yeah, Kitsoff and Mark continue to make it a big impact. The New Zealand scrum starts to creak for the first time. And then a lovely long-range penalty from Pollard. 10-15, they pull it back. Love how this game is balanced. But the lead at half-time, that's big for New Zealand. They haven't had that for a while. Just very quickly, guys, if you are looking to watch games abroad or you want some extra security, I do have that deal I mentioned in the last video with Private Internet Access VPN. It's a pretty good deal, and they are offering RugbyAnalyst viewers 3 months free and then 83% off for 2 years, which is $2.11 US a month, which is pretty good. 30 days money back. So click on that link below if you want to get a VPN. That works on all the other streaming services as well. But yeah, if you want to get a VPN, maybe use that link below. It looks like a pretty good deal. Now into the second half, and South Africa pick up exactly where they left off in the first. That maul pressure stretching New Zealand wide, some missed tackles from New Zealand, it's an early penalty, 13-15, and throughout a lot of this second half it just feels inevitable that South Africa are going to pull away. We all know what happens, but it looks like South Africa really have the bit between their teeth here. For South Africa, their wide passing was really good. They got on the outside of New Zealand quite a lot. Leroux was doing some good stuff. Pollard was doing some good stuff. But some great scramble from New Zealand as well. I was impressed with Rieko Ioane. His pace at 13 saved the day a few times. Ardie Savea saved the day a few times. So good stuff there. There were chances for South Africa to really push and get ahead and get on top of New Zealand. But a few silly errors cost them. One was a late tackle from Visa after the ref's whistle. I know what he was trying to do. You're trying to rough up the 9. You say you didn't hear the whistle, but yeah, he probably did hear the whistle, to be fair. So that was a costly penalty, 13-18. And yeah, that wide passing from South Africa continues to cause absolute havoc. It feels like they're going to go ahead, but they're obviously not yet. The maul starting to pressure New Zealand. Multiple penalties, big goal line pressure. Ardie saves the day. This time that's on 55. And then it looks like an amazing try for South Africa. Now, Lukhanyo Am is out on the wing at this point because Creel went off early. And goodness me, he did fantastic. If you could pick him at 13 and on the wing, that would be great. So build that man a statue. He's amazing. He makes a clean break. There's multiple missed tackles from New Zealand. Huge wide pass from Am. Looks like a great try from Mapimpi, but no. Hendrikse, a bit of a clumsy obstruction. Yes, it was obstruction, but absolute momentum killer there. So, it's a penalty to New Zealand instead of a try, and probably the lead for South Africa. So 13-21. So they're struggling to get into the lead. But literally on the next play, South Africa do get that try. Marks with a great turnover. Willemse with an amazing wide pass. Mapimpi gets his try. 20 points to 21. It feels again like it's all South Africa. But I've got to remind myself New Zealand are still 1 point ahead. But then South Africa do take the lead. It's a poor handling error from Newell. A bit of a fumble. Barrett, a silly obstruction on Hendrikse. He gets a yellow for that. From the penalty, South Africa go in the lead 23-21. And at this point, it just feels like South Africa are going to stretch away. And it feels inevitable. It feels like they've got their foot on the All Blacks' neck. Tapia has to go into the scrum, so the scrum gets absolutely smoshed. But then, the moment that changed the game, an amazing high ball take from Jordan takes the mark. And what New Zealand do so well historically is they spot the opportunity, whiz it wide to Rieko Ioane. New Zealand keep the ball, which is they've done well in this game, which they didn't do well last game. Havili stretches over because it's a brilliant play from Savea, who sucks in two people, pops the ball off to Havili. So that's brilliant stuff. 23-28, they retake the lead, they kick the ball down long, they wind the clock down, and because they're so good at keeping the ball in possession in attack now, they can pound the line and get the try. I think it was through Scott Barrett there. 23-35, amazing win. They go crazy. South Africa, they'll be gutted. They had plenty of dominance in this game. They would feel to win it, but then they let it go to a 15-point lead. New Zealand, there was enough quality there. There were certain things that were better, like ball retention, ruck protection, but still, South Africa troubled them a lot. New Zealand, they've still got stuff to work on, but just psychologically, that huge win away from home will be gold dust for them. Can they kick on? South Africa have got to lick their wounds, but they know they have dominance there. They just need to take those opportunities a bit more. So pop all the comments below. Let me know what you think of that game. It was an absolute classic. Catch you next time.